All right, let's get right into it. Today, we are tackling one of the biggest, most common challenges out there. How do you build an online community from scratch? We're talking about going on a quest to get your first 100 foundational members.
Yeah, starting with an empty room. It's a little scary, right? You see that blank feed, 0 members, and it's just you. But here's something you have to remember. Every single massive community, every tiny niche forum you love, they all started in this exact same spot. This is the universal starting line.
So, what's our goal? It's this number, 100. But wait, let's reframe this. This is not just a vanity metric to put on a dashboard. Hitting your first 100 members is a mission. It's absolutely critical. You are literally building the core, the heartbeat, the culture of everything that's to come. Think of it as your first quest.
So how do we even begin? Well, it all starts with a very specific mindset. Let's call this phase 0, where the main rule is pretty simple. You have to do things that don't scale. This is the concierge mindset. Forget about automation, forget about mass marketing. Right now, it is all about personal, hands-on, one-to-one effort.
Let's look at the 2 paths you can take. The big mistake a lot of people make is what I call post and pray. You know, you create something, you throw a link out into the void, and you just hope someone clicks it. That almost never works. Instead, you have to embrace the one-to-one rule. Your first 50 members are going to come from you reaching out, directly and personally.
Actually, you know what? Let's get even more focused. Your immediate goal isn't 100. It's not even 50. It's just 10. We need to find your core 10. These are your founding visionaries. These are the people who are just as nerdy and passionate about your topic as you are. They are the initial spark that's going to light the whole fire.
So where do you find them? Well, start with who you already know. Your friends, your colleagues, people you follow online who share the same interest. But just finding them is step 1. The real key is to empower them. Give them some status, a special title like founding member, or maybe even make them a moderator. This gives them a sense of ownership, and it makes them feel valued, because they are valuable. Their early feedback is going to be pure gold.
And this brings us to what might be the single most important question you can ask your core 10. Don't ask them what they like. Ask them this. What is the one thing that's missing from other places that we could do right here? The answer to that question will literally define your community's unique purpose.
Okay, so you've got your core 10, you have a clear direction, now it's time to get your house in order. You wouldn't invite guests over to a totally empty house, right? It'd be awkward. The same goes for your community. It's time to create some content that makes people want to stick around.
And here's a super simple, powerful rule to live by. The 5-post rule. Before you invite a single new person into your space, make sure there are at least 5 interesting, high-quality discussions already happening. This is all about psychology. It signals that this place is alive, that conversations are happening, and it makes that first impression so much better.
Now, the type of content you post is crucial. Don't just make statements. Don't just say, here's my opinion on this. That's a monologue. Instead, you have to ask. You have to spark a conversation. A post that asks, what's your biggest frustration with, is 1,000,000 times more engaging. Use polls. Ask for opinions. Make every single post an open invitation to jump in. All right, your space is looking good, your core 10 are chatting away. Now it's time to go out into the world and find members 11 through 100. This is where we get strategic about social discovery, which is really just a fancy way of saying we're going to go find people where they already are.
Strategy number 1 is all about leading with generosity. Go to the places where your ideal members are already hanging out. Subreddits, Discord servers, you name it. Find someone asking a really complex question, and then you jump in with a genuinely helpful, well-thought-out answer. You provide real value first. Then, and only then, at the very end, you can add a soft invitation like, hey, by the way, we're actually talking more about this over in my community if you want to join the conversation. See, it's not spam, it's being helpful.
The second strategy is to create a moment. Host a small live event, maybe a Q&A or a little workshop. The key here is to make the topic extremely specific. Not, let's talk about marketing, but how to write a great subject line for your weekly newsletter. This creates urgency, a little bit of FOMO, and it attracts exactly the right kind of people. They might show up for the event, but they'll end up staying for the connections they make.
So once you cross that 50-member milestone, something really magical starts to happen. This is where you can begin to shift from growth that you lead to growth that the community leads. Your job now is to unlock the network effect, empowering your members to become your best advocates.
Just take a look at where the effort is coming from. For those first 50 members, let's be honest, you're doing like 90% of the work. It's a grind.
But as you push towards 100, you can see that starts to shift. The community itself starts to do some of the heavy lifting. That's the goal right there, a self-sustaining engine.
So how do you make that happen? Simple. You make your members the heroes of the story. Feature them in member spotlights. You can bet they'll share that with their friends. Create shared goals like, hey team, when we hit 100 members, we're going to unlock a brand new channel for everyone. All of a sudden, growth isn't your job anymore. It's a collective mission.
And this quote, this really gets to the heart of this whole philosophy. It is never about the numbers on a screen. 100 people who are deeply engaged, who care about the space and each other, are infinitely more valuable than a huge silent audience. You have to build for quality, and the quantity will take care of itself. Okay, so what can you do right now, this week? Here is your action plan. First, lead by example. Fill out your own profile completely. Then, start that one-to-one outreach. Send 20 personal DMs. Find one great conversation from your community and share it somewhere else to give people a taste. And maybe most importantly, personally welcome every single person who walks through your digital door.
So, you've done it. You hit 100. You have laid the cornerstone and built a solid foundation with people who truly care. The hardest part, the cold start, is over, but the real journey is just beginning. So the final question is, with this incredible foundation in place, what are you going to build next?